Hey, it's Shani in the back with an episode of Shani's Lab. So I was scrolling across YouTube and going down the videos that are recommended or whatever, and I noticed that Inside Edition had posted this clip of the late great Aaliyah, discussing the R. Kelly rumors from back in the day. Now, they were asking her, about the marriage and was she really married to him and things of that nature, and she was, denying it. This is something, if you're an Aaliyah fan, you've probably seen this before. You've seen, this interview, you've seen the clip. What I don't understand is that, why there's a concerted effort to destroy her legacy as well when Aaliyah has done nothing wrong. She passed away before she could, totally excel her career. She was a dancer, singer, actress, movie star. Like Aaliyah had a very huge career, at the time that she was living, and her career was just about to get bigger. She was slated to be in movies like Sparkle and The Matrix, she was going to work on another album, And, for the people that say that Aaliyah's career didn't take off until she died, you're lying. Her first album was really huge. Her second album was even bigger, and her third album, which was her, best album to date, was, one of her most solid bodies of work, and she had matured and grown into the artist that she wanted to be, and she didn't even live long enough to promote nor to see the success of her last album. Ever since the R. Kelly documentary, people have just keep bringing up, the her and R. Kelly situation. I don't understand why. By the time, Aaliyah had moved to her last album, she had done movies, she had done, Romeo Must Die, she was working on Queen of the Dam at the time of her death, and she had just released her, third studio album. She had moved past all of that. So for them to re-bring it back up and rehash it and make it seem like, it was, the bulk of her career, or that, that was what we focused on her entire career, it's a lie, it's a farce. And then, of course, you had that terrible so-called documentary about her on Lifetime that was done by Whitney Houston. Not by Whitney Houston, by Wendy Williams. So I just feel like, what's going on? We already have Blackground Records and, Aaliyah's family and uncle not getting that shit together. You can't stream her music on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, like it's not on streaming websites. If you don't own the CDs from back in the day, then you're pretty much screwed when it comes to Aaliyah's music unless you get on YouTube to listen to it. So, I feel like these are the things we should be working on, hitting up Blackground Records, hitting up, Barrett Hankinson, which is Aaliyah's uncle, who owns her music catalog. We need to be hitting him up and finding out how we can get her music back in distribution, because to say that people don't want to buy it, or to say that this music doesn't have a place in today's, her music doesn't have a place in today's music, would also be a lie, because, Aaliyah's music sounds fresh just by, the lyrical content, just as well as the instrumentation that she chose. Her, Timbaland, and Missy, when it came to her second and last album, they were a great team. The only album that you can find online is the R. Kelly album, and that's because I don't think that, her family or her uncle, they don't own that one. They might not own that album. But I'm not understanding, like I feel like it's shady of Inside Edition, it's shady of anybody who, instead of talking about the great legacy that Aaliyah has left behind, and about the fact that her legacy is, slowly but surely being crushed in the new generation, that's what people should be focusing on, not on no old ass clips and interviews of her denying the marriage to R. Kelly. If she denied it, she denied it. It is what it is. There's nothing that no one can do about that. That was also a long ass time ago, and she was also a teenager around this time. So that's why, like, I'm not understanding, this whole destruction of Aaliyah's legacy. Like I said, you had that terrible biopic. You had the fact that you can't even stream, her music. It's not being played as much as it should be. Her legacy is just falling to the waistline. And now when people think of Aaliyah, all they're going to do is equate her, to R. Kelly. They're not going to equate her to Romeo Must Die. They're not going to equate her to Queen of the Dam. They're not going to equate her to, to the three great albums that she's left behind. I think it's sad. It's a detriment, to her legacy, and something has to be done, about this.